It all began with smiles for the media ahead of today's Holocaust commemoration at the Mansion House. There was controversy in the run-up to the event over the keynote speech being given by President Michael D. Higgins. Some in the Jewish community objected to the invite offered to President Higgins due to comments he made last year about Gaza and more recent remarks.
It is to be hoped, I believe, that those in Israel who mourn their loved ones, those who have been waiting for the release of hostages, or the thousands searching for relatives in the rubble in Gaza, will welcome the long overdue ceasefire for which there has been such a heavy price paid. The grief inflicted on families by the horrific acts of October 7th, and the response to it is unimaginable. The loss of civilian life, the majority women and children, their displacement, loss of homes and necessary institutions for life itself. The current agreement must end the killing, but as a matter of urgency deliver the massive scale-up in humanitarian need, which is urgently needed to save more lives. It is important that all remaining hostages are released and that all phases of the agreement are fully implemented. It is to be hoped that the agreement will not only bring an end to the horrific loss of life and destruction which has taken place, but that it will also mark the beginning of the meaningful...
However, when he mentioned Gaza, a number of people walked out. Some stood with their backs to the podium. They were removed by security and Gardaí.
We said if there is something controversial, we will stand up and turn our backs. This was planned, but also we waited for so long in his speech, and he said a lot of controversial things, but we waited until we couldn't wait any longer. And that's it. We stood up, we turned our backs as peaceful as we can. No shouting, no posters, no nothing. And then someone came and grabbed me to leave the vicinity, which again, it's our event to commemorate. How am I, as a Jew, being kicked out of my event?
I got your face. I got your name. Somebody. This is not your right? Don't touch me. No. You'll make this ceremony. It's a shame. Don't touch me.
And Alva joins us now. And Alva, as you take us through what happened there this evening, what are people now saying this evening about this event?
Well, it's been well flagged that some members of the Jewish community, they were uncomfortable with President Higgins giving the keynote address here. Now, it has to be remembered that they feel that the Holocaust commemoration, it's a standalone event, and therefore the focus needs to be on the Holocaust itself, on victims and on survivors. So what happened was that when the President mentioned Gaza, people got up in the audience. There was about 6 people initially, and they turned their backs, mainly younger members of the Jewish community. Some people walked out, but those that were standing and remained standing quietly, they were removed by security and Gardaí. Now, speaking to them afterwards, they were quite upset. There was one woman who was 5 months pregnant. She wouldn't speak on camera, but she said it was totally uncalled for, her removal from the event. They said it wasn't pre-planned, but that if there was a loose agreement, if he was to bring up Gaza, that they would quietly protest.